So hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is the Indian Dev, and this is my first vlog on the channel. So I want to inform you all that I am working on a college project, and it's based on web development. It's basically a image hosting website, and I'm naming it Mirage. So I'm using JavaScript as my programming language, and uh, I'm using Node.js as the runtime environment on my server. So the libraries I'm using is Express.js to handle my routes and acting as a middleware. And I'm using bcrypt to hash my passwords and store them to the database. And I'm using node mailer to mail an security code when a user tries to register onto my server. And yeah, so how does the login work? Well, if there's actually a last IP attribute or a key, an attribute in the database. So if a user tries to log in and his username and password is correct, the server actually checks the current IP from the request body and compares it with the user's last IP from the database. So if those two things are different, then the server will send an OTP or security code, so to confirm that that user is actually trying to log in, the genuine user. So yeah, that's it. And then the server changes the current IP with the last IP. Okay, the last IP with the current IP. The password which gets hashed gets stored into the database. So in the website, anybody can view and download the images from the server, and if a user is registered, then he or she can upload and share the images with someone else. They can just back up their images from their device, keep them as private. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm going to develop this project for the next 1 or 2 months. So the next thing I want to tell you guys is that I'm also relearning OpenGL. I actually was learning OpenGL about 2 years ago. I had learned about how to make a triangle, and eventually I figured out how to make a rectangle or a square. So yeah, the site I'm using is learnopengl.com. That's the best way you can learn OpenGL on the internet. That's it. Also, I'm also working on retro themed games like those PS1 era games where they had very low poly, low resolution games. So I will be working on those like 6 months from now on, when I have more time. Yeah, that's it. The reason I'm going to develop retro games like PS1 is because I won't have to spend much time detailing the models in Blender, so I can focus more on the gameplay and coding and so on. And so the theme of the game is most likely going to be horror style, or it's going to be a multiplayer FPS like Quake. Also, in the future, I would like to make a searching feature for this site I'm making, Mirage. So if a user enters some words on the search bar, the database and the server will try to find images similar to it based on the images keywords. So yeah, the images with the most similar keywords will be shown first, obviously. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Have a good day, stay wonderful, stay safe.